You're listening to the Public Health Entrepreneurs Podcast with your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley. Welcome to Public Health Entrepreneurs, the podcast for visionary leaders who are ready to transform public health and healthcare through innovation. I'm your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley, and as a public health entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience in healthcare and public health, I understand the unique challenges and opportunities that come with bridging multiple disciplines. If you are an interdisciplinary professional, a high-functioning leader with expertise across different fields, then you know what it's like to see opportunities that others miss. That's why we focus this podcast to provide you with the type of support that you need. On this episode, I'm going to share with you some of my best tips around the types of meetings that you should consistently be having. This is kind of continuing with the theme of the previous podcast episode. I think that sometimes we know that we should be having these meetings, we should continually be networking, but sometimes we overcomplicate it. I know I can do that really easily. So I thought this is a good opportunity for me to make it simple for you. And let's just assume you're on the same page with me. Yes, we need to continually be networking and communicating. And also you understand, you're agreeing with me that there's a way, an easier way to do this to attract the type of clients that you want by really being clear with people what it is you do, the problem you solve, and keeping the people close to you really informed. So it's easier for either your close people in your network can say, yes, I'm ready to work with you, or they will bring you the right people. Have you ever been in a situation where your people are referring things to you or clients to you or opportunities to you, but they really don't align with what you do? Well, that's an opportunity to speak with those people and make sure that they do understand exactly the problem you solve and the kind of work that you do so that they're excited to bring people to you, but you really want them to bring the right people your way. If they're going to go out and bring people to you, if they like you and trust you and they want to, they naturally are connectors, then make sure that they stay informed so that they're bringing the highest quality clients, potential clients your direction. So here are a few examples of the people that you should consistently have calls with. Now, I don't mean meeting with these exact same people week after week or constantly calling them. That's not what I mean. But you probably could make a list of each of these types of folks that I'm going to share with you. And then you can just rotate through that list and have a nice mixture of people that you're meeting with. Regular basis might mean once every 6 months. But imagine if you had this high quality list of people and you did only meet once a week, or if you had only these kinds of calls with people. When I'm saying calls, it could be a phone call, it could be a Zoom call, it could be an in-person coffee. But if you're meeting with them, if you're having these types of meetings once a week when you're looking to build up, and then when you have a lot of clients, maybe you back off and you meet twice a month. They have these types of meetings twice a month. And if you have a short list of people to go to, then it makes it easy for you to always have these high quality touch points and have that consistent pipeline or that nice flow. These are kind of a mixture of things I talk about in terms of marketing and leads, attracting business to you, but also systems, how you do business. If you have a system of these types of calls, whether it's once a week, twice a week, once a month, or twice a month, and then that's your system. And if you have no clients and no revenue, then you want to have these types of meetings as often, as frequently as you can. And then once you do get the business, you want to then not stop it, but adjust the cadence. All right. So here are a few examples of the types of people that you want to have these consistent types of calls with. The first category would be past coworkers. If you are whatever type of entrepreneur, consultant, solo practitioner, whatever it is that you're doing as a public health entrepreneur, you've worked somewhere in past jobs where you've had coworkers that you really admire, that you respect, they respect you, and generate a list of quality past coworkers that you could have a meeting with. And maybe they don't even know what you're doing right now. Maybe they have some sense that you are an entrepreneur, but they don't know who you serve or the problem you solve. They don't really know much about your business. It's a good opportunity to, the meeting is not all about you. It's an engaging meeting, a call to catch up with them, and then they get to catch up with you. But it's an opportunity to stay top of mind and make sure that they're up to date on what it is that you're doing. Another type of person, so past coworkers is one category. Another is past classmates, the people that you went to school with. And it doesn't matter if you were in person or if you were in a virtual online program, because if you were engaging and interacting with your classmate, I completed my graduate degree in an online program, and there are 3 people that I graduated with that I keep up with. Like, we see each other every few years in person. We've had dinners. We talk on the phone. We keep in touch. So don't say that, well, I went to an online program and I'm not really connected. If you're engaging and you're connecting with classmates, then continue those relationships and have those meetings. So past classmates, maybe you only have a short list of 2 or 3 that you've kept in touch with. That's really all you need. So those are people that care about you. They're invested in you. They want to know naturally what you're doing, what you're up to, and staying top of mind with them is a really good move. What about the third kind of category of people? Think about your active social media connections. You may not have even met in person yet, but those people that comment and engage in the comments of your posts, and you engage in the comments of their posts, and you have developed this rapport and this online professional relationship where you're engaging and sharing and chatting with people, maybe even in the direct messages about topics that they've posted about or you've posted about or events. Those are really good people to have a regular call with, a meeting with, a Zoom meeting. And again, create a list, a quality list, not everybody that you've engaged with, because sometimes you may engage with people regularly on social media about one of your hobbies, but I'm not going to discount them. Could still be a really good person, because if you have developed a rapport with them, then having a call where they can get to know what you do and learn about your business is still a good opportunity. Once they know, then you never know who they may come across and who they interact with outside of your relationship where they could share your resources. But the watch out here is people that you have no professional alignment with, not spending a whole lot of time in that category, because your time to meet and network with the intent of bringing business your way is a small window. So maybe that's an experimental category and you can test it out every now and then. Another category could be colleagues from maybe associations that you're a member of. If you engage with them typically during your yearly conference or during section meetings or events that you attend either in person or online, those colleagues are great to bring to your one-on-one meetings so that they can learn more about what you do, stay top of mind. That's a great category to include. I'll also include here contacts from networking events. We talked about networking events in the previous episode, or from a conference. As much as I share about strategies for following up and talk about that, everyone falls a little short from where they really want to in terms of following up from conferences or networking events. So those are great contacts. Those are a great category of folks that you want to pick up where you left off, is what I'll say. And even if it's been 6 months since the event, you still have their business card or their contact. You could reach out and say, hey, we met, remind them of where you were, and invite them to meet and catch up, because everyone's gracious, I think, in this category, because everyone falls a little short. They intend to keep up and maybe they fall short, but that's another category of people. So I've given you several categories already of people that I would recommend, kind of structured this way. I would recommend creating a short list of people in each of these categories. Maybe you make a list of, 5 or 10 people in each category. You may not have 10 people in each category. You may have 3 or 4 in one and maybe 5 or 6 in another, but make that list. And then that way, when it's time to reach out and get someone on your calendar and schedule, then you don't have to sit and think about who. You've got that list in front of you. Now I have 2 more that I want to suggest. These next 2 sometimes are overlooked, but these are real gems. I mean, not that the others aren't gems, but one category would be previous clients. So let's say you've completed a project, they've moved on, and they no longer need the services that you were providing, but those are great clients. Those are great people to stay top of mind with, because like I've said frequently in just the nature of business, sometimes your services evolve as you move along. And you really want to stay top of mind. And also, when you've worked with a client, you become really familiar with that organization, their needs, and maybe there's a way that you could support them that's a little different than your normal offering, but you'd be happy to do it because you had a great experience with that client. Now, I'm not suggesting you go all out of scope, but as you are developing and growing your business, you can decide how you want to adjust and grow and pivot. But if nothing else, staying top of mind with a happy client that maybe they don't need your services anymore, but they may know of other organizations that need the same service you provided to them. And that's a great opportunity to get a referral or just, ask for it. Let them know that you have capacity for, you're accepting new clients, and ask if they know of any others that need the service you provided for them that they could introduce you to. Get really comfortable with that, because that's another way that we help each other in this industry, and it should not feel awkward or uncomfortable. So reaching out or meeting with previous clients, especially those happy clients, is always a great opportunity. Either maybe they have a need for you and your services and a new contract agreement, or maybe they can just, provide you with referrals or recommendations. And then I'll also add here, finally, prospects that went cold. Now, the watch out here is, let me just explain. Prospects that went cold are maybe people that you've met, talked to, maybe you even got to the proposal stage, and for whatever reason, it didn't convert into a contract and paid opportunity. There are a number of reasons why they can go cold at this stage. So following up here is a good opportunity, but here's my watch out. You don't want to chase after someone who's already said no. If they say no, it's not an opportunity. I don't recommend that you spend a lot of time chasing after them. If it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. Sometimes no can mean not right now. So following up later could mean that maybe the no had to do with funding or project deadlines and timelines and things that internally shifted in that organization. So if you follow up later, the timing could be perfect. So it's a good category to consider. Just, if there's still a no, don't waste a lot of time there. But sometimes, people, they never give a no. They just go cold. Sometimes things go cold because roles change. Someone gets promoted or leaves the organization, then someone new picks up and they're like, they don't even know where the person left off with you. Sometimes your proposal goes cold because something else, another fire, strikes inside the organization, and all the attention goes to that thing. And what they were talking about with you goes cold, not because they're no longer interested. It's just they're moved on to something else. That's more of an emergency that they're dealing with. So maybe when you follow up, it brings their attention back. So I think it's a good idea. Those are some really good people to follow up with and have a one-on-one meeting. So out of all of the categories of people, you should have a really good, robust list. So once a month or twice a month, if you're really, really busy, you could take 15 minutes and go down your list and say, I'm going to reach out and invite 2 or 3 people to schedule a follow-up or to schedule a one-on-one catch-up call with me. It could be a coffee catch-up. It could just be very casual. You just want to see how they're doing, where they are, and then remind them of what you do and how you can help. This is a great way to consistently nurture relationships and keep your pipeline flowing and keep your businesses and yourself, your services, your business top of mind for the people that you've already identified or, the ideal types that you'd like to work with. It also helps to provide some consistency in your business. So I hope this is helpful for you. As we wrap up, I'd like to remind you that I have 2 ways that I can support you in your business along this entrepreneurial journey. If you're looking for some personalized guidance, customized guidance, then I propose we work together one-on-one. I'm someone who really understands the unique challenges of being an interdisciplinary leader. I can help you turn your innovative ideas into reality and help you, in some cases, get unstuck if you're really wrestling with an issue within your business. If you're ready to join our community, a community of high-functioning leaders like yourself, then consider applying for our premium mastermind group program. You'll connect with other professionals who, like you, are bridging multiple disciplines and creating meaningful change in public health. Visit publichealthentrepreneurs.com to learn more. We'll also provide the links in the show notes in the description for this episode. All right, everyone. Until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for listening. Visit publichealthentrepreneurs.com to learn more.